Chale guys, so we all will start away with the lecture. Now today we are going to be starting with standard costing. Now standard costing is one topic that is important. Important also from final CA perspective, because same thing we are going to be getting carried forward in CA final. Lekin wherever your CA inter will be ending, more or less your CA final starts from there only. Now some people might say there are a lot of formulas, I don't understand those particular things. I understand normal common sense, which we are trying to be doing over here. Now standard costing is there for what? Standard costing is a simple phenomena whereby we try to be thinking that there are many forms of organization. Say that in this case you all have proprietorship, you all have partnership, and in this case you all have a company form of an organization. These are three popular forms of organizations. But I think there is some difference between them and some difference between these particular things. What is the difference? I guess over here, ownership and management is one and the same thing. Obviously, if ownership and management is one on this same thing, then you don't require anybody to tell to the owners that you manage the business in a proper way. They all know far better than us. If they will only not run the business in a proper way, ultimately they will only incur losses here as such. So, for proprietorship, for partnership, you don't require any motivation factor, like you don't require anybody to control the owners. You have to perform properly, try to sell more, try to keep your cost less. Those guys know much better. If they will only not perform, automatically they will only bear out the losses, no? Okay. But try to be thinking, in companies the same thing does not happen. Why? Because the ownership is going to be there with the shareholders. But they do not come to the company to run the company. They are not coming to the office here. They don't try to be selling. They are sitting at home. It's like you and me. Okay, we are the shareholders of some damn company here. I hold shares of Reliance, but I am not Mukesh Ambani, boss. Okay, so shareholders are the owners, but then obviously the management is different. Okay, it is run by managers. In managers, you might have various categories of managers, say a sales manager, production manager, purchase manager. Now, these guys are not owners of the company. They are only paid employees of the company. Tomorrow, if suppose company makes a loss also, will there be any replication for them? No, they will still get their fixed salaries. So, basically for a company form of an organization, for all these managers, for all these particular managers, we required some kind of a strict system whereby we could tell our managers that in this particular case, these are your targets, either achieve these targets or get out. Okay, that system came to be known as standard costing. It's basically a controlling system. Okay, it's basically an evaluation system. It helps me to control my managers that those guys perform good. It helps me to find out that is my manager doing a good job or bad job, good job till what extent, bad job till what extent, so on and so forth. Okay. So basically, standard costing is basically trying to be giving targets to your various managers and trying to tell them that you have to achieve these targets. Now these targets started to be getting called as standards, and that is why this kind of a chapter is called as standard costing. If you ever want to implement, say, standard costing in your company, then do one thing. On the first day of the year, make something called as standard manufacturing, trading and P&L account. Now, standard manufacturing, trading and P&L account means, ideally in this particular case, what do you think should happen? Okay, the CEO of the company, the planning department, all these particular people should come together to try to frame the standards. Okay. Here you should try to be writing down all standard figures, So therefore, in this particular case, you should be writing by sales. Now this sales should be standard sales. What should be the sales in this particular year? Try to be thinking, for getting sales, you should try to be having two things. What should be the quantity sold of various products? Say that we have 3 products A, B, C. Apart from that, what should be the selling price of this particular year? Okay. Then in this particular case, what should be the sales of this particular year? Try to get all these particular numbers. Once you get all these particular numbers, you will have standard sales with you. Okay. Once you get your standard sales, that ends your credit side. Then try to be having your debit side. Obviously, on debit side, you will try to have all your cost. For selling this, first of all, you got to be producing this, right? So therefore, what should be your material cost? What should be your labor cost? What should be your direct expenses, if any? What should be your factory overheads? What should be your admin? What should be your S&D? Okay. all these particular things, try to be thinking that what should be all these particular costs. Those costs will be called as standard cost. Once you all do that, this particular thing will be nothing but profit. Now this profit will start to call as standard profit. Your standard profit will mean what? If all those things happen that we all think should happen, then in that particular case, what should be the profit? Okay. Once you do this particular thing, your first work is done of standard costing. You have tried to be framing the standards. Okay, standards means these are your targets. Okay, example, I try to tell you all today, whatever might happen in a subject like costing, you should be able to get 90 plus marks. Okay, that is nothing but standard for you. Okay, now do remember, whenever you all make these standards, no, standards should not be very tough. They should not be very simple. Standard should always be that if a person works reasonably hard, then in that case, these standards you should be able to achieve. Example, if I tell you, you should be able to get say 90 marks. I try to be thinking this is a reasonable standard for you all. It is neither too tough nor too simple. If you all will work hard with proper amount of planning, you will do your classwork, you will do your homework, you will give all the tests up and so on. Then in that particular case, you should be able to get 90. Okay. Now I try to be thinking 90 is ideal standard. Let's try to take it a bit different. Suppose I tell you all, for you all standard is 40. Okay. Now you all will understand it's too easy a target. Even if you all will not study, you all will get 40. You all will get 40, no? So even if you all will not study, it does not give you any motivation as such. I want to be getting 40 only. Okay. It will not give you any kind of motivation. Okay. The other thing, you each and everybody should be able to get 100 upon 100. I try to be thinking that will be too tough. Okay. That might be ideal. Okay. But it is not a correct standard because somebody might start to be thinking, sir, you say any damn thing, 100 upon 100 we will not get only. Okay, you're trying to be making target too difficult. So somewhere or the other we try to be saying that your targets, your standards should not be very tough, should not be very simple. It should be such that a person is motivated to work better, and if he works better, he should be able to be achieving that. Okay, now this was a work that we all do obviously on the first day of the year. This is the work that we all do on the first day of the year. Now, once you make this particular thing, call each and every manager concerned and give them the standards for the year. Example, call your sales manager and tell him, boss, I want this much amount of sales from you in this year. Sell these many units at this much price. Try to achieve sales. Call your materials manager and tell them these should be your material cost for this year. These should be the labor cost for this year. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Once you have given the targets to each of them, now you tell them, go and start to work also, yaar. Now in this case, the year will start. My managers will actually work. They will actually purchase the raw material. They'll actually get the workers to work. Okay, they will actually sell. Doing this, the year came to an end. Obviously today, if the year came to an end, today you will not be making standard manufacturing, trading and P&L account. Can somebody tell me what you will be making? You will be making actual manufacturing, trading and P&L account, whereby in this particular case, you will start to write down your actual sales, your actual cost, and obviously what in end you will be getting over here, this particular profit will be nothing but actual profit. Okay, you all will understand on the first day what we all thought, we'll be getting standard profit, but obviously on the last day in this particular case, what you all will be getting is your actual profit. You all will understand there will always be a difference between whatever you should do and whatever you have done, no? Okay, there will always be a difference. Okay, no one is going to be perfect in this particular world. Okay, so therefore there has to be a difference. Okay, on the first day, what we all had thought we will be earning, that is called as standard profit. On the last day, what you all earn in reality, that is nothing but actual profit. There will be some particular difference. This difference is called as net profit variance or net profit variance, whatever you all want to be pronouncing it. So this particular difference between this figure and this particular figure is going to be called as net profit variance. This chapter is an investigation that you are doing into company's performance. In this entire chapter, I only teach you one thing, that is what should have happened and what has happened. This difference is there. You tell me analysis of this. Analysis means you try to break it further. So therefore, I try to be thinking, yeah, why has net profit variance come? Try to be thinking why there will be a difference between this figure and this figure. Everybody can tell me profit is result of two things in life. You tell me which two things? Expenses and sales and cost. There is no other reason, right? So therefore, either there will be a difference due to sales side or there will be a difference due to cost side. Okay, this is one part of the chapter. This is the other part of the chapter. Okay. Now, obviously, there will be cost difference. Why? Because of ingredients of cost. There are 5 ingredients of cost here. You all have material, you all have labor, factory overheads, administration and S&D. Now, material is obviously a variable cost. Labor is a variable cost. For factory overheads, there could be 2 parts here. There could be variable, there could be fixed. Okay. Admin and S&D can be there, but I will not talk of it because that comes in your CA final portion. Okay. But this is whatever your chapter is all about as such. Okay. We are today going to be starting away with material. Next time we are going to be doing labor. Then we are going to be doing variable factory overheads. We are going to be doing fixed factory overheads. Actually, your entire portion, no, your entire portion is only over here. This is your entire portion. All other things, in fact, even this particular thing is not there in your portion. But ICAI had put one question by mistake in some other chapter, hence I'll be doing that particular thing. Same thing for this also, you don't have net profit variance, but I said put one question in some other chapter, so therefore I have to be doing that particular thing. That's it. Okay. So ultimately, this is our entire thing. We are going to be doing material variances, we are going to be doing our labor variances, we are going to be doing our factory overhead variances, and that is whatever our entire chapter is all about. Okay. Let's start it off in this case with material variances. You all give the title in a notebook. Give a title. Standard costing. It's chapter number. It's which chapter, beta? 30. Standard costing, chapter 30. Now, you all do one thing. Write down question number 1, which we are not going to be reading also, but we are going to be solving it through a kind of a story. Write down this. Type, given standard, 1 column, revised standard, other column, actual, another column. Quantity, rate, amount. Wherever I am leaving a line, please leave a line. Quantity, rate, amount, quantity, rate, amount. Then raw material X, leave 3 lines. Raw material Y, leave 3 lines. Input, loss, output. Less loss. Less loss will give you output. Input, less loss will give you output. Just make this. If you can make further these particular lines, whatever I am making now, that is your call. In case you want to be making it, these lines that I am making in orange, in case you want to be doing it, or else if your work is far neater than mine, it's all fine. Done, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen. Now, this is your first question. Okay, this is your first question. So, I'm going to be taking it off like a story, but through story, we'll be able to cover this at least half of the chapter. Okay. Other half is going to be a bit different. If you understand material, okay, you will be able to understand labor. You will be able to understand variable factory overheads. Fixed factory overheads is a different ball game altogether because absorption costing starts to apply over there. So, therefore, it becomes quite complicated. So, let's start with doing material. Okay, now see. Whenever you start away with any new head, you are starting with a new chapter only here. But whenever you all start with any new head, first of all, you should always remember that we are computing every variance for some manager. For some manager. We are trying to be doing material. So, therefore, which are the managers who are concerned or connected with material? They are basically 2. One of them is going to be there as a purchase manager. We'll have talked to him, I think, in various other chapters. Obviously, this guy will be responsible for purchasing the raw material. That is one thing. Second, the other guy in this case is going to be production manager. What is the duty of a production manager? That he is supposed to be doing production. He will use the raw materials and convert it into a product. Okay. Now, what are their jobs? Jobs I have told you. You have to be purchasing, you have to be producing. But you have to be doing your jobs better. Can you say material is a cost beta? Can you say if cost is less, it is better for the company? Always, right? Yes, so cost should be less. So purchase manager should always try to purchase at the right price. Now, one thing that you all please understand as the limitation of your portion. In your syllabus, no, in CA Inter, we just compute and leave it off. There's actually a bad part. In CA Final, we try to analyze the variances. Is it good? Is it bad? What must be the reason? What must have happened? How I can try to use this data to make the company better? But all those things I'll reserve for Final CA. Okay. So my first thing is that purchase manager should be purchasing at the right price. And obviously with that, one other thing which I cannot try to much tell you except even the quality of the raw material in this case should be better. Okay. Or it should be whatever has been decided. So therefore purchase at the right price and purchase the right quality. But kya hai? Ki quality cannot be quantified. You all understand the meaning of the term quantified? Yes. Okay, so we cannot talk about that in CA Inter. In CA Final, I'll start to quantify it. Okay, so therefore wait for CA Final to be coming. So that is one thing, purchase at the right price. Okay, now that is the job given to the purchaser. You negotiate with the suppliers, whatever you want. Okay, I'll give you a price, try to purchase at that much price. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, production manager. Production manager obviously has a job to convert input into output. Can we say to get output, you have to put certain quantity of input. Whenever you put the input, means whenever you put in the materials, can we say it is always better to be putting right amount of material. Do not put excess material, my cost will increase, no? Is that fine? Yes, sir. If for 1 unit of the product, 5 kgs of raw material are required, in case you will be putting 6 kgs for 1 unit, can we say you are wasting the cost of 1 extra kg? Yes. So therefore, in this case, this guy has a target of purchasing at the right price. This guy has a target in this case to be consuming least amount of quantity. Okay, but least amount I will not also say like it should be least, it should be right, I think. Okay, because if you start to put lesser amount of material as compared to whatever is required, you tell me some replication of that. Cheaper quality. The cheaper quality. Your mom wants to make a nimbu pani. Suppose in nimbu pani say that 1 lemon is required. Okay, my mom is very chingus. She puts only half a lemon. Okay, yes, she's saving cost, so that's good. As a lady, like she'll be very proud of it. I saved the cost of half nimbu, but ultimately the taste will get spoiled, right? Okay, so therefore there should always be a certain amount of right quantity. But in your CA Inter portion, no, I only talk of cost. I don't talk of quality. I cannot be talking of those particular things, at least at this particular level. At CA Final, as I told, I'll definitely try to talk of it. Okay. So, listen. In this case, no, I was the CEO of the company. You are going to be my managers. One of you all is my purchase manager. Other of them, in this case, is going to be my production manager. Okay, so purchase manager, production manager. Purchase manager, today is the first day of the year. Do remember, standards are always predefined. What do you mean by predefined? They are given to the managers before the year starts. Obviously, everybody should be knowing what they have to do before they start the work. No, it's common sense here. Okay. So therefore, I called my managers. It was the first day of the year. I called them and I told them, today I'm going to be giving standards which will be applicable for this year. They all told, fine sir, please give. I called my purchase manager. I asked him, what is your job? Sir, I have to be purchasing. I told, okay. Whenever you purchase raw material in this entire year, please purchase X at the rate of, in this case, rupees 4 per kg. Whenever you purchase Y, you purchase at the rate of 8 per kg. Do not pay anything more than that. In case you pay, then there could be some replications of that. These prices, these rates from now onwards will be called as standards rate. These rates from now onwards will be called as standard rates. These will be called as what? Standard rates. Okay. So, to my purchase manager, that's the only thing that I have to try to be saying. So, therefore, I told him that purchase X at the rate of 4, please purchase Y at the rate of 8. He told, okay sir, thank you. I told, your job is done, please go start to be doing your work. I called my production manager. Production manager, I told him what? Listen very carefully. I told him, whenever you have to produce 80 units of the product, whenever you have to produce 80 units, it could be 80 kgs also. I'll make it in kgs better. I told him, whenever you have to purchase 80 kg, sorry. Whenever you have to produce 80 kgs of the product, no, please consume 100 kgs of raw material. He told me, sir, for 80 kgs of the product, I will consume 80 only, no sir. Why the hell I'll consume 100? I told him, see, no matter how smart you are, boss, there are some losses that are built inside a system. Whether you want, you don't want, these losses will always happen only. Those losses that in advance you know will happen are called as which losses? Normal loss. So this 20 is supposed to be the normal loss. Okay. In standard costing, we call that particular thing as standard loss. That's the only difference. There is nothing else. Both those words are same only. So therefore, I told him, whenever you have to produce 80 units of finished goods, how much raw material you have to be consuming? 100. Okay. He told, okay sir, I'll consume 100. Can I go? No. I told him one other thing also. He asked what? I told him, whenever you consume 100 units of raw material, no, or 100 kgs of raw material, ensure that you consume it in the ratio of 1:1. You all will understand, whenever there are two types of raw material that go to make one particular product, okay, then in that particular case, if you ever change the quantity of both of them, forget about the taste, even the cost will change, no? Example, in this particular cup of tea, okay, we have put this much water and this much milk, okay. Tomorrow, if we put this much amount of water and this much amount of milk, forget about anything else. Cost of this particular one cup of tea will change, no? Yes, sir. It's quite obvious. So therefore, 100 kgs, I told him, please consume it in the ratio of 1:1. This 1:1 is called as standard mix. It's called as standard mix. Okay, mix means ratio. So therefore, standard ratio is supposed to be 1:1. So breakup of 100 will be what, beta? 50. 50. Okay. So do remember, to purchase manager, no, I have only given one job. Purchase at what price, beta? 4 and 8. Okay. But to my production manager, I have given two jobs. Which particular two jobs? First, to produce 80, consume how much? 100. And 100 should be consumed in what ratio? 1:1. Okay. Production manager told, sir, can I go? I told, you definitely get out. Okay. You start to do your work now. He told, okay, sir. Both of them were leaving. I just called them once. I told them, you do your jobs in a proper way. At the end of the year, I will try to evaluate how good or bad you have done based upon these numbers that I have given you today. They told, okay, sir. Now, they went. I, as the chairman or as the CEO, started to be doing this. 15 to 4, 200. 15 to 8, 600. Sorry, 15 to 4, 15 to 8, 400. Add it up, this will give me 600. Okay. Can we say 600 should be my material cost? Tell me, for producing how much output? 80. Please do remember, this was our first lecture that we all have done, cost sheet. Can we say material cost is always dependent upon output? To get per unit cost of direct material, we divide by quantity produced, no? Now, try to be thinking, this chapter basically finds out that you have overspent or you have underspent. Okay, we want to be finding out that particular thing only. So, material cost is always incurred for something, and obviously it is incurred for what? It is incurred for producing the goods. Producing means output. Okay. So this output that I have written on the last line, I just write it for time pass again once more over here, 80 kgs of finished goods. Okay. So therefore, we try to be saying like this. This is a given standard for what? This is a given standard for producing 80 kgs of finished goods. Beta, for producing 80 kgs, how much material cost should get incurred? 600. This is called as a standard cost of producing 80 kgs of finished goods. Okay. Now do remember, I as a CEO have not told them that produce 80 kgs of finished goods. I have not told them this. I have told them whenever you produce each 80 kgs of finished goods, your cost in this particular case should be how much here? Rupees 600. You understood the difference?
Yes.
I have not told them in this entire year produce 80 kgs. I am no one to tell them, because that information will be coming from the sales manager. Sales manager will try to see what is the demand in the market. Based upon that, he will instruct this particular person. I am just trying to give them that if you produce 80 kgs, for 80 kgs, what should be the cost? You all understood the difference, right?
Yes.
Okay, first job done. Second, now those guys went, the production manager went, the sales, the purchase manager went, they all started to do their jobs. Year was going on, year ended also. Okay. Today was the last day. Today, if it's the last day, we will have actual data with us from your books of accounts. In reality, what happened? Company purchased and consumed 300 kgs and 350 kgs of X and Y. So in all, in this particular case, they consumed 650 kgs, purchased and consumed 650 kgs of raw material. Out of 650, 250 kgs was actually lost. Okay. Now this is not normal loss, beta. Normal loss is that particular loss that should have happened. This is the loss that actually has happened. Okay. This is the actual loss. It's the actual loss. Okay. This is a loss that has happened. Okay. So out of 650 kgs, how much loss actually happened? 250. So how much output must have come out, beta? 400 kg. This was your actual output. Like, you know, if you all are making a cost sheet, no? After cost sheet heading, you will be writing quantity produced of finished goods in this period. What was the quantity produced of finished goods in this particular period? 400 kgs. Is that all okay?
Yes.
You should have purchased at 4, but then this guy actually purchased at 5. He should have purchased Y at 8. He actually purchased at the rate of 7. So therefore, 1500 was the cost over here for X. Then 350 into 7, please just do. 2450. Your actual cost was 3950. Now everybody will tell me 3950 was the actual cost of making what level of output? 400 kg. So therefore, this is the actual cost. This is the actual cost for 400 kgs of finished goods. Obviously, this 400 is coming from here only, to nowhere else here. My job is altogether done. Okay. I am still the CEO of the company. Today was the last day. I called both of them. I told them, today we are going to be doing performance evaluation. Performance evaluation means how good or bad you have done in this particular period. They all told, okay sir, please tell us. So therefore, we are going to be computing variances for you. Variances is the difference between what should have happened, what has happened. So therefore, first variance, please don't write anything. First variance in this particular case is called as total material cost variance. It is called as total material cost variance. Okay. I was speaking to those particular people. And then I called both of them and I told them, what you have done in this year? They told, what happened, sir? I told, you bloody should have incurred 600 rupees. You bloody incurred 3950. How much extra you all can incur? You have incurred 3350 rupees extra. Okay. Obviously, those guys will say, sir, have you lost it in life? Are you mad? You all understand that 600 and 3950 are not comparable figures? Okay.
Yes,
You should have incurred 600 rupees for producing how much? 80. But you have incurred 3950 for actually producing how much? 400. So obviously this you cannot compare standard cost of making 80 kgs with actual cost of making 400 kgs. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Okay, so then what to do? Do remember, actual data cannot change. That is a reality. So obviously on the last day, we will make one new standard. Obviously that new standard we are trying to be making so that data is comparable. Everybody will tell me in one single line only as a chorus. Tell me revised standard should be made for 400 kgs of finished goods. Okay, so therefore I'm writing over here 400 kgs of finished goods. Now, this is the standard data for how much kgs beta? 80 kgs. We are trying to revise it for what particular level? 400 kgs. And how to be revising beta? Material is a variable cost. Variable cost means proportional cost. Now, many ways for me to teach you. First way, for 80 kgs of finished goods, X that is required is 50. For 400 kgs, that will be how much? Please cross multiply. Please cross multiply. How will you get this particular figure? So 50 into 400 upon 80. That will be how much? 250. Else your and my maths is pretty good. You all taught me maths here in some particular chapter, I think. So I try to think like this if the numbers are simple. Okay, else you all can do cross multiplication in any case. Can we say 80 to convert into 400? You must be multiplying by 5 times. So if output becomes 5 times, input required will also become 5 times. So I simply take all these particular numbers and I just make them 5 times. So 50 becomes how much? 250. 50 becomes how much? 250. 100 becomes how much? 500. 20 becomes how much? 100. 80 becomes how much? 400. Okay. Should have been purchased at what rate? Yeah, 4 and 8. So therefore this particular figure will be 1000. This particular figure will be 2000. This particular figure will be 3000. Okay. So obviously 600, if you will multiply 5 times, that will come to 3000 as such. Okay. Now for this entire sum, you're going to be keeping this thing in your mind. Okay. Keep this thing in your mind. What? Always, I'm interested in actual output. Tell me what was the actual output in this period? Output means how much you produce. So what was the actual output? 400. For 400 kgs, what should have happened? That is over here. Apart from that, for 400 kgs, what actually has happened, that data is over here. Okay. We are only trying to be comparing green data with this particular color data. Nothing else we all are doing. And obviously, I have few things in mind. For 400 kgs, we should have consumed X and Y to the extent of 250. We should have paid 4 and 8 for acquiring X and Y. We should have incurred 3000 rupees. But in reality, we consumed 300 and 350. We consumed 5 and 7. And we consumed 1500 and 2450. Okay. So therefore, 3950 was our actual cost. Now one thing. I want that, like, you all are good in data. Future in this entire world is data analytics. That is what I think, my personal opinion. If you can analyze data to make your business better, there is nothing better than that in this world. Okay. So I want to be seeing how good you are in the analytics. Now, tell me one thing. To purchase manager, what job I had given? Purchase at 4 and 8? Okay. Can you say he purchased at 5 and 7, no? Yes. Okay. Now, I am asking you all, try to be thinking. If you can get me numbers, nothing better in this world. Okay. But you all tell me. Whatever you all will tell me, I will record your response over here. If many answers I'll be getting, I'll try to be recording the best response. Okay. If I still have that table. No. So I have that over here. So therefore, this is your answer. Tell me, purchase manager has done good job, bad job, or perfect job. Take 1 minute. Before 1 minute, don't speak. Purchase manager's job was to purchase at 4 rupees and 8 rupees. So he has done good job, bad job, or sir, whatever he had to be doing, he has done that particular thing already. Has he saved something for the company? Has he incurred extra? Or sir, he has exactly done whatever he was supposed to be doing. Only 3 answers are possible. Good, bad, or exactly he has done whatever he had to be doing. 30 seconds remain. When this is 30, I'll stop. Bad job. Okay. Everybody try to give your opinions, please. Everybody. It could have happened he has done good job somewhere, bad job somewhere. Then you try to tell me the final effect. He has done good job or bad job.
Yes, sir. If we see different note, the first X tag note, he has done a bad job because we told him to purchase at 4 rupees. He purchased for 1 rupee extra. And if we see overall note, he purchased 300 kg of egg for 1 rupee more, but he purchased 350 kg of fire for 1 rupee less. So overall, he did a good job.
Okay. So as per somebody who gave me the explanation completely, I'm writing his answer. So therefore, he has done good job. I'm just asking, everybody understood what he has told? I'm just asking.
Yes, sir.
Now, as per you all, I think that should be the answer that you all should have told me. What he has told, I'll just try to say that particular thing once. That he has done bad job for X, but then he has done good job in this particular case for Y. Okay, he has purchased X at a higher rate, but he has purchased in this particular case Y at a cheaper rate. Okay, so what he told that, sir, he has paid 1 rupee extra for X for 300. So therefore, he incurred 300 rupees extra over there. But he saved 300 rupees, sorry, he saved 350 rupees as far as Y was going. So therefore, overall, he has saved the money for the company. Is this all okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, do remember that quantity is something that this guy was not responsible to control, right? Tell me, what was the job that we all had told him? He has to be controlling the
Price of the
price. So therefore, we only try to blame a person for the job that he was supposed to be doing. Okay. So therefore, somebody has told me, I'm not saying it is right, I'm not saying it is wrong, but somebody has told me he has done good job. Okay. Somebody saying he has done bad job. Harsh, you can try to tell me, if suppose you are trying to be saying bad job, you can try to tell me why.
Sir, cost for X should be 1000 and Y 2000.
But beta, quantity was not supposed to be in his control, right?
Yes, sir.
So you are talking to a purchase manager. If you're talking to a purchase manager, his job was only price, no? Why you should try to be seeing the quantity? Just asking. You blame a person for the job that he was supposed to be doing. He was not supposed to be controlling the quantity. He was supposed to be controlling the rate, I think. So therefore, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Somebody else?
Yes, sir. Can I speak, sir?
Yeah, please.
Sir, for 400 kg of raw material, they incurred to 3950 instead of 3000.
Who has incurred?
Sir, because of this high rate.
But 3950 is not only due to rate, no? It is also due to the quantity, right? And quantity was not his particular department. I'm only speaking of one person right now, that is purchase manager. That's what I asked you all. Is that extra 950 only because of purchase manager? I'm just asking.
no, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So Mohammed, you can try to tell me that has purchase manager done a good job or not? My question was very specific.
The overall was okay, sir. 5 and 7.
Okay, it was okay, means perfect.
Yes, sir. Okay.
He incurred 1 rupee extra there and saved 1 rupee over here, so cancelled.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
normal was high.
But normal loss is not supposed to be his job, right? The normal loss will happen during the production and he is not supposed to be controlling the production, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So as per somebody, he did a perfect job. He incurred 1 rupee extra over here. He saved 1 rupee here. So therefore he did a perfect job. Okay. So I'll write down over here, as per somebody, it was perfect. Now somebody else says that it was bad. Okay. Now opinions changed a bit. We'll see. Chalo. Then other thing. Now see. Now somebody will tell me, I have not started my explanation. I will give my explanations after some time. I wanted to know how good you are in data analytics. So that's what I'm trying to be doing. Now production manager. Now 10 minutes ago I told I had given 2 jobs to production manager. Can you all recall what were those 2 jobs? I told 2 things to my production manager. What? The first one was what?
Quantity.
To get
For producing 80 kgs, you should have consumed 100 kgs. That was the first job. And second, 100 kgs should have been consumed in the ratio of 1:1, no?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so this is first job. This is a second job. You all try to tell me, in the first job, Let me say that this job speaks about his efficiency. This job speaks about his ratio, mixed part. Okay. Tell me one thing in this case. Was he efficient? Yes or no? It is quite visible from here. Actually, that doesn't require much amount of brains. No. You tell me which two numbers you saw. 650 and 400. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's wrong, I think.
He was supposed to consume around 500 kg of input, but he ended up consuming 650.
I think that makes better sense to me. For 400 kgs, everybody will tell me. See, for 80, if he had to be consuming 100, tell me for 400, he was supposed to be consuming how much, beta? 500. But he has consumed how much? 650. So therefore, as far as this particular job goes, he has done bad job. Is that all okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I think more or less you will be convinced about that. So therefore, as far as his efficiency goes, he is bad. Okay. Because he has consumed more quantity of raw material. Is that all fine? Can I ask the next question? This requires brain, super. In reality, ratio should have been 1:1. You all can see 1:1 over here. You all can see 1:1 over here. But then in reality, can we say ratio in this particular case was 6:7, no? Okay.
Yes.
You tell me, was this good for the company? Was this bad for the company? This is the last question, but I want that you all spend 2 minutes for it. If you can answer this, you are too good. But take 2 minutes, then answer. And there is nobody except me, I don't joke also in all these particular things, who teaches standard costing without a single formula ever in this world. There is nobody except me, no matter which world you go, which university you go. So participate in this, it will always be better. One minute left in case somebody wants to be starting. Ratio should have been 1:1 of X and Y. Ratio was 6:7.
So according to the production manager has done a good job giving the goods and which the purchase manager purchased the goods.
But now we are talking of the production manager.
So that's when he allocated 300 kgs of X because its rate was higher and Y at 350 because its rate was lower, so it was.
But don't you think so that production manager should not be concerned with actual rates at all, because that was a job of the purchase manager, no? My opinion. Yeah, please.
It should be about the company, no?
Okay. But then we are trying to do this chapter to find out how a manager has performed. So therefore, it's basically trying to create a responsibility center that you were responsible for this and what has happened because of you. Matlab, you are in this case only trying to talk of the job of this particular person. Yeah, but please you complete that sentence. That is important. Please you complete. So therefore, you are saying it is better that he did X less because X ultimately has a lower rate as compared to Y.
X has a higher rate, higher purchase price.
You are saying X had a higher rate. You are comparing 5 with 7 or 5 with 4?
5 with 4.
5 and 4. Okay. Somebody else then, so as per her, it is a good job. As per you all, he has done a good job over here. Someone else?
Sir, I think he did a bad job.
Okay, why?
Because if we change the mix to, from 1:1 to 6:7, we can see normal loss has developed. We have incurred more loss in production.
That loss is not because of this. That loss in this case is because of something that we all have already discussed. Now we will not talk of loss beta. We have already spoken of that. Example, We discussed this particular thing. For 400 kgs, you should have consumed 500. And for 400 kgs, you consume 650. Beta, this extra 150 is this extra 150 only as such. So if you are saying, sir, he consumed 150 kgs extra, that itself means that loss was 150 kgs extra, no? It is the same thing that we are talking of. Today, my question to you all was all about ratios. That ratio should have been 1:1. Ratio was 6:7. So, is it good or is it bad?
So it is bad because if we would have followed our instructions and taken the ratio as 1:1, it would be 225 into 5 and 325 into 7. Then also our cost will be lower. It will be 3,900.
Okay, now you have changed your explanation completely as compared to your previous explanation. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
So, it is bad as per you.
Yes.
Okay. Now listen, I'll give you my explanations, and whatever explanation I give you now, you will see that after some time, same things I'll try to make you all right. I'll just try to explain them after some time in slightly a different way. But now these are your answers. Okay. Now listen to my answers. My answers are very simple. First, purchase manager. Purchase manager, I think he incurred 1 rupee extra over here. But then he incurred 1 rupee extra over here. As somebody rightly told, he has incurred 1 rupee extra for how many units, beta? 300 units. So therefore, he incurred 300 rupees extra for purchasing X, but he saved 350 rupees for purchasing Y. So overall, he has saved 50 rupees for the company. His performance was good. Is this understood for everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Example. Today, there was no vegetable at your house. Your mom told you in the morning, go and buy, say, potatoes. Okay. Potato is a vegetable, no? I'm not damn sure. Pathetic man, I'm in biology. It is. Okay. She told you, purchase at 40 rupees per kg. I honestly don't know what are the rates which are going on. I'm really sorry. There are few things that I'm bad. Listen, 20 rupees. Okay, whatever. So, in this case, I told, suppose your mom told to you, please purchase at 40 rupees per kg. Okay. She told you that, in this case, how much extra you will pay, those many slabs she'll give you. Okay. You should have purchased at 40 per kg. You purchase, say, at 43 rupees per kg. You are a very innocent kind of a chap. So, everybody exploits you. Again. Your fundamental right of denying the exploitation doesn't work with you yourself also. Okay, you are that innocent in life. So, you should have purchased at 40. You purchase at what particular rate? 42. Okay, 42 or 43? What did I say before? 43. Okay. So, you have paid 3 per kg extra. But can we say loss to your mom is not to the extent of 3 beta? It is 3 per kg, no? Can you say loss will depend upon how many kgs you purchase, no?
Yes.
Suppose she had told you to buy 5 kgs. Okay. So therefore 5 kgs into 3, you will be entitled to 15 slabs, no, from your mom.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I wanted to be knowing. So therefore, as per me, it is not a good job. Okay. As per me, this guy has done, means you all had done a bad job. I think in this particular case, it is a good job. Why? You should have purchased X at 4, you purchased X at 5. So therefore 1 rupee you incurred more, but for 300 kgs. Over here you saved 1 rupee for how many kgs? 350. So for X you have incurred 300 extra, for Y you have saved 350. So therefore 50 rupees you have saved. So therefore this particular thing as per me is a good job. You all are okay about it? Convinced to some particular extent? Okay, fine. Now second thing. Now this answer that you all gave me was all perfect. Okay. His efficiency, we told him what? For 80 kgs, for producing 80, consume 100. So for producing 400, you should have consumed 500. But for 400, we consume 650. So therefore, production manager has done a pathetic job of consuming 150 kgs extra. Is that all okay?
Yes.
So therefore, he has done in this particular case a bad job. He is inefficient. That is my explanation also. Exactly the same thing that you all are told. For ratio, I will accept one of the explanation that I got towards the end. Now see, and my explanation is very simple. ratio should have been 1:1. Okay. Ratio in real life was 6:7. You tell me ratio had changed in favor of which particular material? Y or Z? Sorry. What time? Idiot time. X or Y? The ratio had changed in favor of X or Y? Y. Means you had put more amount of Y, no?
Yes, sir.
Can we say Y is that material which is more expensive than X, no?
Yes, sir.
If you will be putting that material more which is more expensive, overall cost will rise, no yaar?
Yes, sir.
Exactly the same example that I gave you of tea. That's why I gave you that particular example. If we will be putting more amount of milk, obviously my cost will be rising. Okay. So I think in terms of ratio also, he has done a pathetic job. He has changed the ratio in favor of Y. Y is far more expensive as compared to X, so therefore cost will be rising. Okay. Whatever I have told you all right now, same things you will be able to get it just now in terms of whatever we are going to be doing, and that is nothing but your this chapter also. You all do one thing, you all write down first you all copy down this. You all have not copied down this also. Just copy down this and write down total material cost variance. Once done, do let me know, please. Now see, it's the last day of the year, whereby I have to try to tell my managers how good or bad those guys have done. So that's what I'm trying to be doing right now. I called both of them. When I called both of them, I told them, today I try to tell you how good or bad you all have done. They told, okay, sir. Obviously, I have in mind this particular data. I have in mind this particular data. So therefore, first thing I asked them, you all have made 400 kgs of finished goods. For 400 kgs, how much should have been our cost? 3000. How much was our actual cost? 950. So therefore, in this particular case, you all leave one line blank over here. Okay, and write down total material cost variance. What should have been the cost? 3000. What was the actual cost? 3950. How much was the difference in material cost? Your names will tell you each and everything. So therefore, 950 rupees we all have spent extra. Okay. Now one thing, in standard costing, no, there is no plus, there is no minus. Okay. If you all have done good job, your variance will be called as a favorable variance, symbolized by F. If you all have done bad job, then your variance in this particular case will be adverse variance. Adverse variance will be written as A. Adverse you all can also try to call as unfavorable variance, symbolized by U. So therefore, A and U are the same things, adverse or unfavorable. If the variance is good, then in that particular case it is favorable. So therefore, these guys should have incurred 3000. These guys have actually incurred 3950. You tell me their performance is good or bad?
Bad.
Bad. So therefore, write down A over here. That's more than enough. Second in this particular case is your next thing. Now see, I was the owner of this particular company. I told them, you bloody rascals, because of you we have incurred 950 rupees extra. Okay. Purchase manager told, sir, don't criticize both of us. It could have happened that one guy was efficient, but other guy was such a rascal that in and variance was adverse. It could have happened. Okay. I thought, yes, yeah, it could have happened. So therefore, purchase manager told, sir, please break up this variance into two parts. This chapter has two rules which you will adhere for your entire life till the time you all become a chartered. Okay. First, what is that first rule? First rule is, if any variance can be broken up, okay, please don't ask me, sir, should we break it up or not? Yes, that is why you are doing this entire chapter, beta. Try to find out every reason for a particular variance. Okay, second rule I'll tell you after some time, not right now. Okay, so first rule, I was thinking that let's break up this particular variance into two parts. Now, how to try to break it off is very simple, boss. Try to be thinking why this variance came. This variance came because standard cost is not equal to actual cost. What else to do? Okay. You will tell me why standard cost not equal to actual cost. Can you say cost is multiplication of two things, quantity and rate?
Yes.
So either there will be a difference of quantity or there will be a difference of rate. What else? There is no other third reason as such here. Okay. Now tell me, who was responsible for the rate part?
Purchase manager.
Purchase manager. Let's compute first variance for him and write down material price variance. In bracket, if you all want, you all can write down for purchase manager. Now listen. Leave a line over here. I was speaking to my purchase manager and I asked him, what you had to do? He told, sir, I had to be purchasing X and Y. I told, that's okay, boss, but at what rate you had to be purchasing X and Y? You tell me two numbers, please. 4 and 8, write down. Then I asked him, in reality, in this case, at what rate you have purchased? Obviously, he'll be saying which two numbers?
5 and 7.
5 and 7. Now, my personality, is quite strong. He got afraid. He told, sir, 1 rupee I have incurred extra over here. 1 rupee I have saved. Sir, can I go home now? I told, no, idiot. This is the data of 1 kg of X and Y. I want to be knowing overall due to you how much good or bad we all have done. He told, okay, sir. So, I'm only speaking once. You tell me, fill in the blanks whenever I ask you. He should have purchased X at 4. He purchased X at 5. For every kg of X that he purchased, he incurred rupee 1 more. I want to be finding out how much extra in this particular case he has incurred. So, therefore, you multiply this difference of 1 rupee by number of kgs. As per you all, we should multiply by standard quantity or actual quantity. Actual quantity. I will be thinking like this only. For every kg of X, he should have paid 4. For every kg of X, he paid rupees 5. So therefore, for every kg of X that he purchased, he incurred rupee 1 more here. Okay. So therefore, how much did he totally incur more? How many units he purchased? So therefore, he purchased 300. He purchased 350. Please write down. So therefore, you tell me first variance will be adverse or favorable? Adverse. Second will be 350 favorable. Now one thing, do not develop a useless attitude. Sir, on calci if it is negative, it is adverse, no? Okay, I don't understand those particular things. I try to be thinking performance is good or performance is bad. Okay. If performance is good, it is favorable. Performance is bad, it is adverse. Don't trust your calci for this particular chapter at all. Okay. This will be 50 overall favorable. Now, purchase manager was jumping with joy. His job was done here. He has saved 50 rupees for the company. The CEO, I told him, what a fantastic manager you are. You save 50 rupees for the company. You are excellent. Okay, next year promotion. Okay. He told, fine sir. I told, now go. The good words are over. Go now. You start to be working. He went. So therefore, he has saved 50 rupees for the company. Third. Now see. Obviously, purchase manager was only responsible for one thing. We gave him the evaluation of that particular thing. Now who is left here? Production manager. Now production manager, we all had two different jobs. I will talk of those two different jobs, but I am talking for both of them combined ones. Okay. Overall, he was responsible for consuming the materials as efficiently as possible. So therefore, we will give his variance a name, that is material usage variance. Write down material usage variance. Leave one line over here. X and Y. I am not talking about his individual jobs for efficiency and ratio. I will not talk of that. That I'll talk it of in just a while. Just now, I will only talk about overall. Tell me for 400 kgs, in this particular case, how much raw material he should have consumed?
500.
Okay, tell me breakup wise please. 250, 250. Write down 250, 250. And tell me how much he has consumed. 300 and 350. One thing, he's an idiot for sure. Okay, he has consumed excess quantity of material. So he's a pathetic person. Okay, but I want to be doing rupee analysis. I want to be doing which analysis? Rupee. I want to be finding out how much money was saved or how much money was incurred extra. So therefore, this is quantity difference, beta. Multiply by some rate, right? Think yourself. Tell me which rate I should be taking. 4 and 8 or 5 and 7?
5
and 7.
Okay, never ever in future. It will always be 4 and 8. Okay, I'm rewinding a bit now. Think I never ever told you this particular part. Okay, do remember efficiency or inefficiency of one person should never ever affect the variance of another person. That is a common sense rule, right? If you suppose have a brother or you suppose have a sister, okay, if that person does something wrong, should you get slapped for it? No. Okay. So tell me one thing, is this guy responsible for the rate?
No, sir.
No. So therefore, I will never ever take 5 and 7. Because 5 and 7 has inbuilt efficiency and inefficiency of the purchase manager also.
Yes, sir.
You all understood this? Okay. If you did not, as I told, let's rewind 10 minutes before. Till the time I had not done this particular part. Try to be thinking. I never ever taught you all this. Okay. So third variance we all have not done only till now. We'll come back to that in just a while. My price variance is over. I give you the second rule. First rule was what? If any variance can be broken up, please break it up. Don't ask me a stupid question. Should we break it? Yes, you have to be breaking. Second, if any variance cannot be broken up, okay, then in that case, give effect to that particular variance and nullify it. Again, this is one thing. I'm the only person in this world who teaches like that. Okay. It makes a lot of sense for me if I try to be teaching like this. That if a variance cannot be broken up, then in that particular case, you try to give its effect and nullify it. If you will hear this explanation at any other place, no, okay, there is only one answer of that particular professor. He was our student. Okay, that could be the only answer to it. Listen now. In this case, no. See, tell me one thing. X and Y, he should have purchased at 4 and 8. Okay, but he purchased X and Y at the rate of 5 and 7. Can we say when he purchased at 5 and 7, I computed material price variance for it, no? Example. Try to be thinking. In price variance, I have talked of price difference, right?
Yes, sir.
Can we say after price variance, prices difference should not remain because I have spoken of price difference in form of material price variance. You understood these words?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. If you have talked about price variance, means that you have already told this particular thing that due to difference of price, this particular thing have happened. So after price variance, can we say difference of prices should not remain because you have spoken about that, no?
Yes, sir.
I told to my purchase manager, you should have purchased at 4, you bloody purchased at 5. Because of you, we have incurred 1 rupee extra. If you have told him this, it's over. If it is over, you make it over here also. Over here, the rate that I have written is 5. But can we say I have blamed him for rupee 1?
Yes.
So therefore, it is that after blaming him for rupee 1, 5 will get converted into 4. You try to be thinking like this. Over here, I have told him because of you, we have saved rupee 1. I have given him the credit of rupee 1. You have given him the credit, no? The job is altogether over. So therefore, after price variance, beta, price difference should not remain. That's common sense things because you have talked of price, no?
Yes.
So therefore, 5 and 7 will get converted into 4 and 8. If that is not enough, I can try to give you so many kind of explanation that at least you should try to be thinking like this. What? Example, I was speaking to my purchase manager. I asked him, you should have purchased X at 4. He told yes. I told you purchase X at what price? He told 5. I gave him 1 lafa. Okay. You have given him a lafa. It is over, no? Once you give him a lafa, it is over, no? You cannot hit a person again and again for the same bloody mistake, no? You cannot try to tell him, you should have purchased at 4, you purchased at 5. Fadak. Again tomorrow you tell him, yesterday you should have purchased at 4, no? Yesterday you purchased at 5. So again fadak, you can't be doing like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So once you have blamed him for something, it is all over, boss. So therefore make it over here also. If that is also not okay, I'll try to give you a third reason. I was speaking to this particular guy, purchase manager. I told him, you should have purchased X for 4. He told yes. You purchase X for, sir, I purchased for 5. I told, do you agree that you incurred rupee 1 extra? He told yes. I agree, I have incurred rupee 1 extra. I told you, give 1 rupee back to the company. No, you incurred extra. You give the company 1 rupee back. It is because of your mistake. Can I say, originally the cost for the company was 5. If he will give 1 rupee back to the company, in that particular case, can we say company's cost will fall down from 5 to 4?
Yes.
Because we have recovered that 1 rupee from the employee. Is that okay?
Yes.
And over here, company will give a reward of rupee 1 to that employee. Okay, so therefore company's cost was 7, but he has say 1 rupee, we will give him that 1 rupee. Whatever you want to be thinking, you think. Okay, I'm all okay with that. But after price variance, can we say actual prices should be thought of to be getting converted into your standard prices? In any case, can we say after price variance, you will never ever talk of prices again?
Yes.
Because your price differences are over, because you have computed the price variance. So therefore, in that particular case, convert 5 into 4, convert 7 into 8. Okay, you all do one thing. Below 5, you all write down 4, and against this, you all write down after 2. Here also, you all write down after 2. So now, purchase manager has gone, finally gone. But when he went, I converted actual prices into standard prices. Okay, done. Now came production manager. Production manager was responsible for producing. You will write down over here for production manager. Now, I asked production manager, for X and Y, you should have consumed how much? He told 250, 250. I asked him, how much did you consume? He sold 300 and 350. But this is quantity analysis. I want rupee analysis here. So multiply by some particular rate. Now, all of you all will have only one answer. Tell me, this is production manager. Tell me, I should multiply by which particular rate, beta? 4 and 8. In any case, 5 and 7 is no longer there also. But I think it is common sense that you should be taking 4 and 8. Can we say it is a common sense thing that efficiency or inefficiency of one manager should not affect the variance of the other manager, no?
Yes.
Now, do you all understand, if I take 5 and 7, 5 and 7 has inbuilt efficiency of purchase manager also?
Yes.
Okay, but that should not happen. One person should not get blamed because of the other particular person. So therefore, in this particular case, multiply by 4 and 8 over here. Okay, you write down into 4 and 8. Okay, tell me the final answers. 250 minus 350 into 4. This will be 200 adverse, no?
Yes, sir.
This is 800 adverse. 1000 adverse. Write down over here one check. This is time pass for me. Tell me how much was the first variance? 950 adverse. We wanted to break it up into this and this. I broke it up. 50 favorable, 50 rupees was saved because of the purchase manager. But due to production manager, we incurred rupees 1000 extra. Now, you all do one thing. Listen. Now, these lines know that I have left. These lines that I have left is for writing the formula. Now, pathetic actually for me to be doing it. But I say wants you all to be writing the formula. In fact, in module, no, they don't give explanation of any variance. They give the formula of every variance, which I don't understand. I don't ever remember. So therefore, I solve the question in a logical way. Then we will write down the formula. You tell me, what was 3000, what was 3950? Standard material cost, actual material cost. You write down the formula, standard material cost minus Actual material cost. In exam, better you write down the formula, so therefore that problem is only not there. Okay. Tell me, what is this, what is this, what is this? We'll convert it into a formula. Standard rate minus actual rate into which quantity, beta? Actual quantity. Write down. You can write down of material or of raw material, that's okay. Just 2 minutes, I will present your doubt. Okay. Tell me, for usage variance in this particular case, it will be what minus what into what? Standard. See, one thing, don't only speak the word standard and stop. Beta, standard costing is the name of the chapter. Standard, okay. Speak, no, what standard? So, 250 is what? Standard minus actual quantity into standard rate. Okay, now see. Now, what doubt this girl has? She has not told me, but obviously. What she thinks? Sir, you told that efficiency or inefficiency of purchase manager should not affect production manager. That is why you made us write 4 and 8 over here. Correct, no?
Yes.
Correct, no? What she says, sir, reverse should also be true, no? Efficiency or inefficiency of production manager should not affect the variance of the purchase manager. Sir, going by that logic, we should be writing 250, 250 over here. Is that your doubt?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You did not raise that doubt before. Other people did not raise that doubt. So, other people can try to explain me how that doubt should be answered. You all understood the doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I told you all, efficiency or inefficiency of this guy should not affect this particular variance. That's why we wrote over here 4 and 8. She says that efficiency or inefficiency of this guy should not affect this particular variance. Sir, going by that explanation, we should have written 250, 250 over here. Nobody else asked that out, means you all have an answer for that. Somebody tries to tell me.
That 250 and 250 is the ratio in which we have to make. But he is not responsible to purchase that mix only, that 1:1. He can purchase the quantity he wants to purchase.
No, beta, but that quantity, you tell me one thing, the quantity that purchase manager will purchase, I think those instructions always come from the production manager. Production manager, what will happen? Sales manager will know about what is the demand of the product. That information he will communicate to the production manager. Production manager will know how much to produce. And based upon that, he will tell the purchase manager, whatever I require, you purchase it, no, for me. So therefore, that extra quantity must have been purchased because of the instructions of the production manager. That's what that girl is saying. Correct, no? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That is what that girl is saying. I'm not saying that, but she is trying to have that logic that, sir, extra quantity of 50 was purchased because of the mistake of the production manager. Production manager must have told purchase manager that in this particular case, purchase 50 extra. So why should purchase manager be blamed for it? This entire blame should be going to the production manager only. One last answer I will accept, then I'll do my explanation. One thing you all thought in the beginning, it should be 300 and 350 only, correct? So 300 and 350 must be correct only, else I'll not make you all right. But then I have to answer to that girl also. So somebody tells me an explanation. Waiting patiently. I'm only planning to be doing one question or maximum two. Okay. So first question I want to be spending time. That's okay. Time over. Listen. Now, if suppose that girl says, sir, we should be writing 250, 250. I say, okay, we'll write down whatever you want. Okay. So I'll write down 250, 250. Okay. Is that fine? That girl? That's okay? Okay. So I'll write down 250, 250. But now, everybody else will tell me, this variance is for which manager, beta? Purchase manager. Everybody will answer me one question. They should have, in this case, purchased or consumed 250, but then in reality, we purchased 300. Okay. Tell me, this extra 50 kgs must have been purchased on the request of which person? Speak the name properly. Purchase manager or production manager? Production manager. Are there any two thoughts about it? Just asking. No. Okay. Now I am talking of raw material X. 50 kgs extra were purchased because of the production manager. You tell me one thing. But in reality, these 50 kgs extra were purchased at what rate? In reality, 50 kgs extra were purchased at which particular rate? 5. You all will understand my next statement. Out of 5, 1 rupee is still the mistake of the purchase manager, no? Purchase manager was told purchase 50 kgs extra, but he should have done his job in a proper way, no? He should have purchased those 50 kgs at the rate of rupees 4, but he paid 1 rupee extra even for those 50 kgs, no? So therefore you all will understand. Out of 50 into 5, can we say 50 into 1 is still the mistake of the purchase manager? And 50 into 4 is still the mistake of which particular manager? Production manager. And that is why, if you all will see, I have already written, which I am highlighting in green now, 50 into 4 is still the mistake of which particular manager? Speak up. Production manager. And can we say we will blame him not only for those 250 units but also for those 50 kgs extra, because he paid 1 rupee extra even for those 50 kgs, no? So therefore over here, if I'm going to be blaming him for 250, if I'm going to be blaming him for 50, ultimately that will still mean that I'm going to be blaming that particular person for how many kgs here? 300 and 350. Is that understood? Okay, because some people try to be thinking, sir, you are not following accounting standard 1, consistency. Here you wrote actual quantity, here you wrote standard rate. Okay, all bullshit. Okay, neither I'm teaching accounts nor I'm interested in all those standards in my entire life. I'm trying to create a responsibility center, boss, and this makes perfect sense to me. I'll blame him for 250 also, I blame him for 50 also. So therefore in end I will blame him for 300. Is that all fine? So therefore over here we always record actual quantity, over here we always record standard rate. It makes sense. We are trying to be doing that particular thing only. Okay, job done. Now see, I told you all two rules. Which are these particular two rules? Now next, you tell me, production manager, I gave him 2 jobs on the first day. One job was for producing 80, consume how much? 100. And second job was what in this particular case? That ratio should be 1:1. Okay. Now see. These are those particular two jobs. I have made a list over here. One of them speaks about efficiency. Other of them speaks about mix. Now, third variance. Overall, this guy was responsible for incurring 1000 rupees extra. Production manager, I told him, you rascal, you are the real rascal in this company. You have incurred 1000 rupees extra. He told, okay, sir. Sorry, sir. I told, no, sorry. You get out. Get out today. He told, okay, sir. I will go out today. I'll come back tomorrow for work. I told, no, no, no. You get out forever only for here. He told, okay, sir. Thank you. Bye. I felt bad because he told me bye. I told you come here. Yes, sir. What happened? I told you were a liability for this company in your entire life. He told, thank you, sir. I told him, now you will leave this company. You will become a liability for some other company. He told, with pleasure, sir. I told him, you know that why you are a liability? He told, I know, sir. I should have consumed this much. I consumed this much. Sir, I am a liability for this entire world only, sir. Okay. I told, I'll tell you proper reason. Don't move from here also. He told, please tell me, sir. This chapter has two rules. First, if any variance can be broken, please break it up. I'm trying to break usage variance into two parts. One is that efficiency part, other is that ratio part. And honestly, if your mathematics and if your observation is good, no, you will understand both these particular things. Try to be thinking. Why does any variance come, beta? Any variance comes because of the bracket part. You all will understand. If brackets only become same, no matter whatever is written outside the bracket, final variance will always become zero, no?
Yes.
So any variance comes because of the bracket part. Try to be thinking, why the hell there is a difference in bracket? Now there are two reasons that are inbuilt over here, and these are the same two reasons that we all have spoken before. You all will understand. He should have consumed how much? 500. He has consumed how much? 650. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
This is first reason that I can see. Second reason that also I can spot from here. He should have consumed X and Y in what ratio? 1:1. He consumed X and Y in what ratio here? 6:7. So therefore, these are the two reasons. I am exactly trying to be doing this particular thing. I will talk of ratio part first. Ratio part in this particular case is popularly called as, write down, material mix or material composition variance. Now leave two lines and after that divide the next 4 lines into two parts. Now see. Now once this particular variance will be over, no, I will go towards the last particular variance whereby I will speak about his efficiency. Efficiency is popularly called as yield variance. Okay, that will be the fifth variance. We'll be stopping with that in any case. Material yield variance. So after 4 lines, you all can write down material yield variance. Now see, I will deal about his efficiency and inefficiency in this particular variance. Can we say if you will deal with his efficiency or inefficiency in the fifth variance, you should not talk about his efficiency and inefficiency in the fourth variance, no? Because that we will try to talk about in the fifth variance. Is that all okay?
Yes.
In fourth variance, I should only try to speak about, in this particular case, his ratio part and nothing else. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Example, I told you all, give the test. Okay. You got 0/16. Why did you get 0/16? There were two reasons. First, you wrote every number wrong. Second, in this particular case, your handwriting is pathetic. I wanted to tell you about these two things separately. Can we say, so that means when I am talking about handwriting, I should not talk about numbers, no?
Yes.
And when I'm talking about numbers, I should not speak about your handwriting. That's common sense. Try to take one reason at a time. So therefore, in mixed variance, I will only talk about what beta? Ratio. Is that all okay?
Yes.
I will not talk about you are efficient or inefficient. Okay. And in this, I will not talk about ratio. I will only talk whether you are efficient or inefficient. Are the positions clear?
Yes.
Okay. So therefore, fourth variance. Fourth variance is only for ratio part and nothing else. Okay. I don't want to be blaming him for his inefficiency. That I will certainly blame him. But in the fifth variance, okay. So today in fourth variance, I'll only talk of ratio. As I only want to talk to him about the ratio part now, I told him one dialogue. Sir, what was that dialogue? Please give it to us also. Listen. I asked him, how much raw material you should have consumed for making 400 kgs? You tell me one number. 500. Then I asked him, how much did you consume? What will he reply? 650. I told him, you are inefficient. Do you agree? He told, yes sir, I agree. But I am not talking about your inefficiency in the fourth variance. So therefore, I tell him one dialogue now again. What do I tell him? I ask him, how much did you actually consume? One number you all tell me. How much did he actually consume? Please, one thing. Don't say 400 beta. Consume means how much raw material they had consumed. 400 is your output. How much he has consumed means you got to be thinking how beta material gets consumed. No. So therefore, how much he has consumed? Speak one number. 650. I tell him, try to be thinking you should have consumed 650 only. You all will understand when I am telling him this, try to be thinking that you should have consumed 650 only means I don't want to blame him for his inefficiency, no?
Yes.
Beta, he has consumed 650 and I am telling him for some time you think that you should have consumed 650 only. Okay. The moment I am telling this only to him means I don't want to be blaming him for his inefficiency part, no?
Yes.
So therefore, I tell him again. Think that you should have consumed 650 only. Think that you are not inefficient. He says, sir, I am inefficient only. I should have consumed 500. I am 650. Okay, I told, I will slap you for that also. But in the fifth variance, only for fourth variance, you try to be thinking that you are not inefficient. He tells, sir, I have thought I am not inefficient. I told, okay. That means you should have consumed 650. For some time you think that you should have consumed 650 only. He told, sir, I thought I should have consumed 650 only, sir. I told, okay, idiot. Even if you should have consumed 650, 650 you should have consumed in what ratio? 1:1. So therefore, can you say breakup of 650 should have been 325 and 325?
Yes, sir.
And what was the actual breakup of 650? 300 and 350. This is nothing but mixed variance. Mixed variance only says one thing. Whatever was the actual consumption, think what should have been breakup of that and what was the breakup of that. Are the words understood?
Yes, sir.
That is how you will try to be dealing with mixed variance. No, as such. Okay. In ratio, you all have done good job or not. Okay. We are only trying to talk of ratio. Okay. So therefore, let's break 650 into standard ratio. So write down words over here. Standard mix for actual raw material consumed. Variance. So x and y na x, y. 650, let's break it up in standard ratio. 1/2, 1/2. 1:1, no? So 1/2, 1/2. 325, 325. X and y. Now tell me whatever I am asking you all. What should have been the breakup of 650? 325, 325. What was the breakup of 650? 300 and 350. into, now common sense, can we say this is quantity difference? Multiply by some rate. I'm only giving you all one chance and speak that thing correctly. Multiply by some rate. Which rate, beta? Standard rate. And I'll give you only one reason, that is father, mother, grandfather of all the reasons. Can we say fourth and fifth variance are part of the third variance, no? If third variance was at standard rates, obviously this will also be at standard rates, 4 and 8. Tell me, X variance is adverse or favorable? Variance of X is adverse or favorable? Again last time, X variance is adverse or favorable? Favorable. He has consumed less, no? Y's variance is adverse. He has consumed more. Overall 100 adverse. Now see, if somebody will ask me, sir, please explain this particular variance, then I can tell you two things. If there are two raw materials X and Y, beta, both cannot be adverse, both cannot be favorable. If one will be adverse, one will be favorable only. Why? Because this is ratio. If ratio will change in favor of something, it will change against the other thing, no? If that is also not okay, I'll explain you by numbers. Total of 325 and 325 is how much? 650. Even this total is how much? 650. You all will understand. If somebody will ask me, sir, what happened in reality? He consumed 25 kgs of X less and put 25 kgs of Y more. And can we say Y is more expensive than X by a difference of rupees 4, no? If you will put more of Y in place of X, can we say my cost will rise at the rate of rupees 4, no? So therefore this 100 rupees can be explained directly also as 25 kgs of Y that came in place of X multiplied by the difference of the standard prices, that is 8 and 4, that is 4. Okay. This particular thing is nothing but mixed variance. Mixed variance only talks of one thing, beta, that is nothing but ratio. Okay. Now my rules come back again. If variance can be broken up, please break it up. If variance cannot be broken up, then you give its effect and nullify it. Now this is the last stage of this particular variance. We are not going to be talking of this thing anymore. In our next variance, we will start to speak about efficiency. So therefore this particular variance is altogether over. If this variance is over, you give its effect no and nullify. You all have never done this particular thing in past, but try to think something innovative in your life. Tell me, if I give the effect of mixed variance, you tell me which variance will change into what? Which first number over here will change into what if I give the effect of the mixed variance? 300 and 350 will change into 325 and 325. Is that understood? Is this understood? Beta, mixed variance talks of the ratio, no? I have blamed that guy for the ratio. Sir, when have you blamed? Calculating a variance means blaming only, boss. Okay. So after your mixed variance, there should be no difference in the mix. So therefore, in this particular case, 650 earlier was in any stupid ratio, but we have blamed that particular person for that ratio part. So therefore, now 650 breakup will be 325, 325. Write down. This is after fourth variance. After fourth variance. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this thing is one variance no that you all will forget a lot. Okay. Although you will forget for the first two questions, then you all will remember. But just because you all don't forget, one thing we'll write on the formula that in any case we will have to. Try to make formula from here in your own words. If you'll make them in your own words, I think you'll remember for a longer time. Tell me one thing. What is 325 and 325? So in terms of words, it will be standard mix for actual quantity of raw material consumed. Are the words okay?
Yes.
So 650 was actual material consumed, no? So we break it off in standard ratio. Then what is 300 and 350? Now at least speak. This is actual material consumed, or you can try to be saying actual mix for actual quantity of raw material consumed. What else? Okay. And tell me what is 4 and 8 outside into standard rate. You can write down this. Now see, if you ever forget this particular variance, and you will forget, I know you all, I trust you all, then I am giving a stupid example. You gave your exams, okay, your results also came out. Obviously, the day that your results will be coming out, the day your result has come out, you will be either happy or you will be sad, okay. Now, whether you are happy or you are sad, one business that always runs for those people who are happy and those people who are sad is this particular business. Now, those people who are very innocent, you all understand this business? Okay, thank you, okay. So, now you went over there, okay, to drink, whether to celebrate your happiness or your sadness, okay. You told that particular person, get me a glass of whiskey, okay. For those people who don't know what is whiskey, whiskey is equal to nimbu, okay. So then your example will be of nimbu pani, whatever, okay. So you told that particular waiter, get me a Patiala peg, okay. Patiala peg, again those people who are very virgins, okay, it is 60 ml of whiskey, okay. And you told get me with soda, so therefore that guy puts 140 ml in this case, okay. So therefore a standard glass, you told him that you get me one standard glass of whiskey with soda. In one standard glass, that guy should have put 60 ml of whiskey, and in this case 140 ml of soda, okay. Now that waiter himself was tully. He bought a lassi glass, okay, that you all get in north of India, okay, of 500 ml. In that 500 ml, he put 300 ml of whiskey, okay, and 200 ml of soda, okay, 200 ml of soda. That is what he did. Now the question is not about what will happen to you, that I am bloody not interested, okay. But if somebody tells you compute mixed variance, okay, then how will mixed variance be thought of? Mixed variance will be, even if suppose that guy bought 500 ml, if that guy brought 500 ml of whiskey with soda, what should have been the breakup of 500 and what was the breakup of 500? Is this understood? You all understood this, no? Now, you all can tell me one other thing also. Only due to changing, if suppose like, I have to try to get on with the calculations of this faltu example, okay, then you all will understand that even if he has got 500 ml of the glass, okay, can we say if in 200 ml glass, I'll rub off this particular thing, in 200 ml glass, whiskey should have been 60, okay. Can we say in 500 it should have been, you pick up your calci. What calculations you all will do? You tell me what into what upon what, beta? So 500 into 60 divided by 200. So therefore this will be coming to how much? 150. And can you say this particular thing will be coming to 350, no? So therefore, I am not trying to be talking of, you should have got 200 ml, you got 500, beta, that we will speak it of whenever I am trying to talk of efficiency. Just now I am only trying to be talking of one particular thing, and that is what? Ratio part. So therefore, whiskey should have been this much, soda should have been this much, you did this particular thing. You all tell me, will the cost of those particular people rise or fall? Rise. So that much you all will know that whiskey is more expensive than soda, no, for sure. Okay, so that is what we are trying to be talking of. Okay, so therefore in this particular case, we are only trying to talk of one thing. What should have been the breakup? What was the breakup? So everybody understood this? All fine. Next part. This is the last variance that we are going to be doing, material yield variance. Okay. Now, material yield variance is called by many other names. You all call this particular thing as quantity variance also. You write down. You will call this particular variance as sub-usage variance also. Yield variance, quantity variance, sub-usage variance. Now see, this variance will only speak about his efficiency. This variance will only speak about his efficiency, nothing else. Okay. So let's only start to be talking of that. You leave two lines. Don't leave two lines. That I'll tell you all why. Now, can we say whenever we talk of efficiency or inefficiency in materials, we should try to talk like this only, that for 400 kgs, how much material you should have consumed, and for 400 kgs, how much material you have consumed. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm going to be talking of. So therefore, please write down X and Y. Tell me, for producing 400 kgs, how much X and Y he should have consumed? 250, 250. Right now. Now, next question is super important. Tell me how much he has consumed. It is actually 300 and 350. But listen to me. Beta, in 300 and 350, there is also a difference of ratio, no? Beta, ratio part I have already tackled in the fourth variance, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore now I will still take 650, but can we say I should take 650 in the ratio of 1:1, no? Is this understood? I don't want to be blaming him for the ratio part. Beta, ratio part I have already tackled in which variance? Fourth variance. So therefore keep the ratio constant. So therefore you should keep ratio of 1:1 only. So therefore in this particular case 325, 325 into. Tell me, multiplied by which rates, beta? 4 and 8. 75 into 4, 300 adverse. 75 into 8, actual is more, 900 adverse. So 600 adverse, total is 900 adverse. Now one thing I hope so you all will understand. In mixed variance, if one is adverse, one is favorable. That's common sense here. But in yield variance, no. If one is adverse, other one will also be adverse. Sir, it is compulsory. Yes, it is compulsory. It is common sense. But I'll explain you by mathematics. This total is 500. This total is 650. Can you say 500 is also in the ratio of 1:1? 650 is also in the ratio of 1:1. So therefore, if 650 is more than 500, even this will be more than this. Even this will be more than this, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, if one is adverse, everything is adverse. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My job for you all for this particular question is 90% done. Okay. You all do one thing. You all will understand now. Your sum will be over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leave 6 lines and write down check. I told that guy you are a liability for this entire world. He told yes, sir. In third variance, how much did we compute usage variance? 1000 adverse, no? Okay, that I broke it off into two parts. Due to changing the ratio, he consumed 100 adverse. And because of inefficiency, we calculated, no? 900 adverse. Job done. Listen. When you will come to final C, you know, I will teach you usage variance. Sorry, I'll teach you this fifth variance. Might be by 8 to 9 methods. Okay. Every book only teaches by one method that I have written over here. But in exam, don't do this. I'll give you slightly a better way right now only. Write down or. No, but then before you write down, no, chalo, theek hai. Listen. Leave 2 lines over here. Listen. Now, instead of doing like this, see, can we say before the fifth variance, okay, this is your table. Till now we have not calculated, suppose the fifth variance, okay, because I am teaching you fifth variance by some other method now, okay. So you forget that you all have done like this, okay, forget that you all have done like this, okay. I'm teaching you fifth variance by some other method. And what is that particular method? Listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. Only see whatever I'm showing you right now. Whatever I'm showing you all right now, only see that and nothing else. Okay. This yellow part. Tell me, X was supposed to be purchased at 4. Y was supposed to be purchased at 8. If I ever ask you, get me weighted average cost of X and Y. Weighted average cost of X and Y from this yellow table. Tell me how much will be that weighted average cost. Tell me one number. In case you want calci, please use it. X has individual cost of 4. Y has individual cost of 8. I don't want 4 and 8. I want one single cost that represents 4 and 8. So therefore, I want to be doing their average. Average always means weighted average. What will be the weighted average cost of X and Y? 6. Now you'll have to tell me how 6 came.
50 into 4 plus 30 into 8 divided by 200.
Okay, perfect. Somebody might say, sir, 4 plus 8 upon 2, ridiculous. But a 4 plus 8 upon 2 will give you simple average. It doesn't give you weighted average, correct? No? For weighted average, you multiply by weights. Quantity is your weights. So this into this into this. Total of the amounts divided by total of weights. That is how you all try to be doing your weighted average, no? Okay. So in this particular case, 600 upon 100. Can we say this particular thing will be coming to rupees 6? Perfect? Okay. Now I'm asking you might be the most ridiculous question of the evening. And what is that? Will it come to rupees 6 from here also?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, you computed and then you came to be knowing. Tell me, why the hell it will be coming to 6 rupees? Okay, I'll tell you a mathematical reason. Whatever you spoke is all perfect, but I'll speak the mathematical reason. What is that mathematical reason? Beta, weighted average will come same when two things will happen. What? Rates are same. Rates are same, sir. Second, weights are also same. Sir, weights are not same, sir. Beta, weights are there in the same ratio, no? So, weighted average in any case will be coming same. You all understood these two reasons?
Yes, sir.
But now, I'm telling you the next thing. Whatever two reasons I told you over here and over here, logically you think, before the fifth variance, those two reasons apply over here and over here also. Somebody can ask, how, sir? That I'll tell you. 4 and 8, can we say over here also we have 4 and 8, no?
Yes.
Okay. Can we say this is in the ratio of 1:1, but even these new numbers are there in the ratio of 1:1, no? So, if you take these new numbers, over here also will be coming to 6 only. If somebody wants, please do it. 325 into 4. You all tell me a new number. 325 into 4. Tell me a new number. 1300. 325 into 8. Can we say will be coming to 2600? 1300 plus 2600. New number will be coming to 3900. Just divide it. 3900 upon 650. Tell me no. 6. It has to be coming to 6 because rates are same and weights are there in the same ratio. Is this all okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you all know that, if you all can understand this much amount of maths, then I'll tell you a easier way to be doing it. What is that easier way? Listen. Your last variance is basically efficiency or inefficiency. Okay, nothing else. It is efficiency or inefficiency. Okay. So therefore, how do you think you should try to be computing efficiency or inefficiency in reference to material? Simple, sir. For 400 kgs, how much you should have consumed overall? 500. And for 400 kgs, how much overall you have consumed? 650. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't write, just see. So therefore, we should have consumed 500. We consume 650. And can we say now everything has been converted into a common price of 6 rupees, no?
Yes.
So therefore, multiply by 6 rupees. Now tell me, in your books, whatever table is there, beta 6 rupees you can get by two ways in your books. Tell me how you all can get rupees 6. How did I tell you? Either it is 600 upon 100 or it is 3000 upon 500, no? Although in my books, I have a third way also. You can do this upon this. But for that, you'll have to recompute all the things. In any case, if answer will be same, then forget it, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you'll be doing this particular thing, your answer in this particular case will be coming to 900. Okay. If your mathematics is good, I can try to tell you, sir, this method and this method are same only. No, obviously they are same beta. Here you were playing with x and y separately. Now I am trying to play with x and y in terms of totals. Can we say total of this is 500, total of this is 650. Instead of 4 and 8, I have taken a weighted average price of 6. So it is same only, no, as such.
Yes, sir.
But we are going to be always doing this particular method, the second particular method. No reason except that it will be faster. If somebody wants to be doing by first method, always it is your wish, answer will always be coming same. Is that all fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please leave 2 lines as I have left in form of yellow, and then you write down this first. And now let's write down explanation for this method. What is 500? Standard total quantity of raw material to be consumed minus, what is 650? Minus actual total raw material consumed into, what is 3000 by 500 beta? It is standard weighted average purchase cost. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen. Now see. If I did not teach you this particular method, not a problem. Okay, suppose I didn't want to be teaching by this particular method, I want to be teaching by this particular method. Can you say fifth variance is the last variance that is there, beta? Nothing is remaining, your sum is all finished, your lecture is all over. Okay. If there is no breakup of fifth variance, we should give its effect. Give its effect means, can we say in terms of x, you have consumed 75 kgs extra? In terms of y, we have consumed 75 kgs extra. So therefore, do one thing. We had numbers of, just a sec. Now I'll have to rub off many things. Just a sec. Just a sec. Sorry. Done. Okay, now, so therefore, when I computed this fifth particular variance, 75 units of extra X was consumed. I blamed my production manager. You have consumed 75 kgs extra. Now you have told no, so shut up now. Out of 325, we remove that 75. So therefore, how much will be left over here, beta? 250. So write down over here, in this case, 250. And write down over here also 250. For Y also it is the same position. And write down after 5, after 5. Now see, now next thing you all don't do, your books will become too pathetic, okay, but I'm just trying to be doing, you all don't do. Can you say 250 plus 250, this new figure will become 500. Output is 400, so therefore this particular figure will become 100. So that's okay? Okay. When we started with this sum 1.5 hours back, okay, we were wondering why the hell this is not same as this beta. We were wondering that particular thing. Why is 3000 not equal to 3950? We are wondering that particular thing only. We have found out all the reasons and eventually now everything has become same. 250, 250, 4 and 8. 250, 250, 4 and 8. Now there is no difference. Your sum has to be over. Okay. Now there is no difference between this particular data and this particular data. Everything has become same. And my methodology was very simple. What methodology did I adopt? I computed one reason and I gave effect of that. That was the only thing that I did as such. Okay. So therefore, I went on doing one thing. I computed price variance. So prices became same. Then I computed mix variance. So ratio became same. Then I computed yield variance. Everything became same. Can we say the moment everything becomes same, now there is no reason, no, for the standard and actual to be different. Is this okay?
Yes.
My sum is altogether over. Tomorrow, whenever we all meet, listen very carefully. This was a first question. I take a lot of time for that. Okay. But then I have to be making your base not only for inter, also for final. So I have to be doing my job in a proper way, whether you like or not. Okay. That is for you all to be deciding. But once your base is all over, in every next question, I'm never ever interested in writing all these nonsense things. After 2, after 4, after 5. First question, I'm always interested. But after that, I'm not interested. You can keep all those things in mind, but don't write. So next time, these 3 lines, I'm not going to be reading. I'm not going to be leaving. Is that all okay?
Yes.
You keep all those things in mind. All those things are fine, but nothing to be writing. Okay. One other thing, because it wastes time. Over here, I have a habit of writing output. So output in any case, I have written on top. So from now onwards, I will not write down output over here also. I'm not interested. You all will understand. In any case, I've written that particular thing on top, no? So it is more than enough. I'm going to be making a format exactly whatever you all are seeing right now, like this only. Okay. And somebody can be saying, sir, loss you should write. Beta, loss is indirectly reflected in form of this and this, no? वैसे भी, I do not require that loss data to be calculating any variance. Correct, no?
Yes.
You all will understand in the 5th variance, when I talked of this extra 150 kgs, can we say, you can either say we have consumed 150 kgs extra, or you can be saying there was extra loss of 150. Beta means the same damn thing, no?
Yes.
So if I have talked of that 150, so in any case, I don't require to be showing loss over here. Why I'm telling you this particular thing, in exams, no? You will get 6 minutes to be solving a question like this. Maximum. Okay. In 6 minutes, everything should be over. Everything should be over. Okay. So therefore, you make a basic format, try to be finishing off. First, when your first 5 to 6 questions will be over, no, I will tell you all bloody stop to be making this format also. Okay. You all will understand. I do not require given standard. For calculation of variances, you require this data and this data, no? So if you all can make directly only, please you all make directly only, no? Okay, it is far better. So from tomorrow, we are going to be doing that particular thing. Okay. One last thing and we will end with that. Listen. So whatever we all have done today, I'll require some kind of a summary for that. Okay. Not for any reason, just that because it is on record, nothing else. Listen. First, whatever standard data they will give you, no? Whatever standard data they will give you, put that in this particular form under the head of given standard. Okay. Then try to write down actual data, write down actual output. One line I'm speaking, everybody will tell me. You all do understand revised standard is always made for actual output. Did you understand this line?
Yes.
Revised standard is always made for actual output. I'm making revised standard for actual production of 400 kgs. My mentality goes like this. Sir, in this period, we all have produced 400 kgs of the product. For 400 kgs, what should have been the cost? For 400 kgs, what was the cost? Is that all fine? Okay. So, sorry? Now, for 400 kgs, what should have been the cost and what was the cost? Is this all okay? So you always prepare revised standard for actual output. Everybody can tell me yes or no with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do one thing. In your textbook, no, there are charts like this. Go over to chart 1, please. Chart 1 is of materials. This animation will keep on coming. I'm sorry, can't avoid it. Wait. Now listen, first of all, below that chart, no, I've written depends upon. So material variances always depends upon output. Material variances always depend upon what particular factor? Output. Material cost is always incurred for producing something, no? So write the biggest that you all can. Material variances are always dependent upon output. This question I'll be asking you 100 times in next 5 lectures. Material variances are dependent upon what factor? There is always one answer of it, output. Okay. And second, you all have 5 gray boxes. In those 5 gray boxes, write down your 5 formulas, please. Then I'll tell you what is to be done. Last thing. You all have written 5 formulas in the notebooks. Please write down those 5 formulas. So I think with that our job for today is altogether done. Tomorrow, this was your question number 1 only. Actually, I have not even read it because I wanted to make it like a story. Okay, from tomorrow we are going to be trying to read. And one thing, just this is finally the last sentence that I told. These checks only ensure that based upon the data that you all have put over here, your variances are correct. It does not check that this data is correct or not. You understood this, what I spoke? So tomorrow, if your variances checks will work, no. Don't be too proud of yourself that your answer has to be 100% correct. No. First of all, your data in this table has to be correct. And there is no way to be finding out that this data is correct or not except trusting your brains and trying to be thinking. Okay, that's it. Your checks will only ensure that mathematically based upon this data, your variances are correct. Okay, bye.